best UPSC interview guidance by former UPSC board members. 5-pronged approach includes DAF briefing, one-to-one sessions, regional information guidance, feedback by a psychologist, mock interview mimicking the actual interview by former UPSC board members only at KPIS Delhi. This is the guidance by the best to ace the UPSC race. WhatsApp your DAF to 9133957733 now.
Hello everybody. Welcome to 21st Century IAS Academy Delhi Campus C.A.R.E initiative. Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. This is Goli Varsha.
These are the articles that we'll be seeing today. Let us look into the first article for the day. Rift over relief on the rain-caused damage in Tamil Nadu and the central and Tamil Nadu government's interactions. Now, what is the context? The context is that the Tamil Nadu's request for a substantial amount from the union government for relief and restoration. Okay, so they wanted some funds and allocation for cyclone damage. Alright, so that is the context. Now, from prelims perspective, what are we supposed to know? We are supposed to know about NDRF. Now, what is NDRF? National Disaster Response Fund. Okay, now this was established under the Disaster Management Act of 2005. Alright. And this particular NDRF was legally defined in Section 46 of the Disaster Management Act. And also, it falls under the public account of the Government of India, specifically categorized as reserve funds not bearing interest. Okay, this fund comes under public account of India under special category known as reserve funds not bearing interest. Alright. Like there is National Disaster Response Fund, similarly there is State Disaster Response Fund. Okay, and it is primary resource for states in managing the notified disasters. Alright, and the central government contributes 75% for general category states and 90% for special category states or UTs. Okay, for this fund. Alright. Now, what are the recent developments that are happening? The recent developments are that the central government has now allowed contributions from individuals and institutions to the NDRF. Alright, so that is the current affairs part related to NDRF's development. Okay, new developments. Alright. And you should also understand that if it's a national disaster or if it's not a national disaster, who is going to actually declare it? It is the central government. Okay, so the central government's policy of not declaring any natural disaster as a national disaster, okay, is based on what? It is based on assessing and classifying them based on severity is very important for what? For financial management also. Okay, so you cannot declare there is heavy downpour in some region of India and it cannot be declared as a national disaster, though it has caused some damage in that particular area, but it cannot be declared as a national disaster unless and until it has caused severe damage. Okay, and now what is severe damage and all? That the central government will gauge it. Alright, now let us look into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with respect to NDRF and SDRF. The National Disaster Response Fund supplements the State Disaster Response Fund in case of disaster of severe nature, provided that the SDRF lacks adequate funds. This is correct. Okay, the central government does not classify any natural disaster as a national disaster automatically. That's what we have seen, right? It is based on an assessment of severity of the disaster. This is correct. Okay, 1 and 2 are correct. When 1 and 2 are correct, B is gone, D is gone. Alright, now third one. A parliamentary committee suggested in March 2021 that the states affected by severe disasters should be allowed to use more than 25% of the Flexi Fund component of centrally sponsored schemes for post-disaster restoration work. Okay, so this is also correct. So C is the answer. All right. Now, with reference to the National Investment Fund, to which the disinvestment proceeds are routed, consider the following statements. The assets in the National Investment Fund are managed by Union Finance Ministry. No, this is wrong. NIF is managed by some public sector mutual funds. All right, and LIC Mutual Fund Asset Management Company. All right, so this is gone. When one is gone, A is gone. Okay. Now, when was this established? National Investment Fund. It was constituted by Government of India in the year 2005. For what? To channelize the proceeds from the disinvestment of central public sector units or enterprises. Okay. And this corpus of NIF is of permanent nature. Okay, so it is permanent in nature. All right, and this NIF is managed by selected public sector mutual funds and LIC Mutual Fund Asset Management Company. All right. Okay, these are some basics about NIF. Now, the National Investment Fund is to be maintained within the Consolidated Fund of India? No. This is wrong, right? This is wrong. So 2 is also gone. Now 3 is correct. That means which is because it's common in both C and D. All right. Now you don't need to read 3. Just read 4. A certain proportion of the annual income is used for financing select social sectors. Yes, and it is approximately 3/4. Okay, so 3/4 of the annual income of NIF is used to finance selected social sector schemes that promote education, health, and employment. All right, so 4th statement is also right. So C is the answer. Mushroom derived bioactive compounds have potential to combat COVID-19 and other viral infections. That is a good news, right? For prelims, this is important. What are bioactive compounds? Bioactive compounds are naturally occurring chemicals found in living organisms. That is plants, animals, and microorganisms that have physiological effect on the body. All right. And for example, if you see, what are the different classes of bioactive compounds? One is alkaloid. Okay, these are different classes. For example, you can also take peptides as a class of bioactive compounds. All right, and what are the advantages of these? Many of the bioactive compounds exhibit beneficial effects on human health. Okay, some may be antioxidants, some may be anti-inflammatory, some may be anti-cancer, antimicrobial. All right, so all these properties make them really, really important. All right, now there is one more term that is associated with this: phytochemicals. Phytochemicals. Okay, phyto as in related to plants, and chemicals. Okay, plants are rich sources of bioactive compounds, and these are known as phytochemicals. All right. There is potential of asking another term in the prelims, that is nutraceuticals. Like pharmaceuticals, it is nutraceuticals. What are nutraceuticals? Food components with health benefits. All right, and these bioactive compounds can actually be used in manufacturing these nutraceuticals. All right, for example, if you take green tea is becoming famous these days. Why is it becoming? Because of polyphenols in the green tea. Okay, because of first thing is they are antioxidants, and it has antioxidants. There are many antioxidants in that. Okay, apart from that, there are polyphenols in it. So it is a bioactive compound, this polyphenol, and this green tea and polyphenol, they are called what? Nutraceuticals. All right. Now this particular mushrooms which have bioactive polysaccharides, Okay, they are antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. Okay, so that's why they have use or utility in combating COVID 19 and viral infections. Alright, now we'll get into the MCQ. Which of the following statements regarding bioactive compounds is correct? Bioactive compounds are exclusively synthetic chemicals designed for not synthetic. Okay, these are not exclusively synthetic chemicals. No. Okay, next, they are found only in animals and microorganisms. Not no. We've just seen phytochemicals, right? So this is also gone. Bioactive compounds in plants known as phytochemicals often contribute to the plant's defense mechanism. Yes, this is correct. Now, we'll also read statement 4 just for your understanding. Bioavailability is irrelevant in the context of bioactive compounds. Absolutely not. Now, what is this bioavailability? It is the fraction of the administered dose of a drug that reaches the circulation as intact drug. Circulation system, okay? Wherever it has to be working, if it is reaching there properly, what fraction of the administered dose is actually reaching? Okay, so that is bioavailability. See, if you're taking a tablet for headache, it should not work on me, right? So it has to actually, if you're taking 10 mg of a tablet, okay, all this 10 mg will not be available to reduce the headache. Okay, the extent to which this particular drug becomes completely available to the intended biological destination, that is, here in this case, it is not your knee, it is, okay, headache. Okay, so head, or any other, if you have ear pain, ear, something like that. Okay, so that is bioavailability. All right, so it is very much relevant in bioactive compounds also. It is not irrelevant. Okay, so C is the answer. Now, consider the following statements in respect to probiotics. Now, what are probiotics? You must have heard, no? Curd is a very good probiotic. Probiotics are live microorganisms that are intended to have health benefits when consumed or applied to the body. Alright, so you can find them in curd, fermented foods, that idli and dosa batter, they get fermented overnight, right? So that will have good bacteria. You can find them in dietary supplements. Okay. And also there is gut bacteria. Gut bacteria. The bacteria that is there in your gut. You must be aware of these things. Okay. Good bacteria, bad bacteria. So probiotics are good bacteria. Alright. Now, probiotics are made of both bacteria and yeast. Yes. Because the bacteria in the curd, lactobacillus, okay, and yeast, if you take breads, yeast is there. Alright, so 1 is correct. When 1 is correct, B is gone, D is also gone, which means 2 is not at all there, right, in A and C. So 2 is definitely wrong statement. So you don't need to read 2. Now come to third one. Probiotics help in digestion of milk sugars. Yes, this is correct. See, lactose has to be broken down into lactic acid. Okay, so this probiotics actually help in doing that. Alright, so C is the right answer. 1 and third statement are correct. Year-end review of Department of Biotechnology. Okay, one highlighted subheading is that in this particular report, year-end review, one thing is Department of Biotechnology's efforts in vaccine development. Alright, so you have to know some facts with respect to prelims. Okay, because there were significant advances in indigenous development of vaccines. Alright, so we'll see few. Alright, so first one is India's first indigenously developed quadrivalent human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus against what? Cervical cancer. Against cervical cancer is Cervavac. Okay, cervical vaccine. Okay, Cervavac. All right. Now, second one is world's first and India's indigenously developed DNA based vaccine. DNA based vaccine is ZycoVD. All right. Next, third one is India's first protein subunit vaccine for COVID-19. So, for COVID-19, India's first protein subunit vaccine is Corbevax TM. Alright. Actually, it is Corbevax. This TM is the superscript. Alright. Next, India's first indigenously developed intranasal COVID-19 vaccine is Incovac. Okay, it is intranasal COVID vaccine. These are drops that are administered through nose. Alright, and this is a vaccine. And India's first Omicron booster vaccine based on mRNA platform is Gemcovac Omicron. Okay, and only Gemcovac is a indigenously developed mRNA vaccine. Gemcovac is an indigenously developed mRNA vaccine, Gemcovac 19. Alright, and booster dose for Omicron variant, it is denoted by Gemcovac OM. Alright, so these are some facts. Now, you should also understand that DNA based vaccine, protein subunit vaccine, and mRNA vaccine. Okay, what are these? See, mRNA vaccine actually utilizes messenger RNA to provide the genetic code for a viral or pathogenic protein. Okay, so that this will be administered into your body and the body will automatically activate the immune system detecting some pathogen has come or antigen has come, so I need to be alert. So that is the entire philosophy behind vaccine. Okay, now this mRNA, what is it doing? It is utilizing messenger RNA to provide the genetic code for a viral or pathogenic protein. All right, and what is this protein subunit vaccine doing? It comprises specific protein components of the virus or the pathogen rather than the whole infectious agent. Okay, and it stimulates an immune response against the targeted pathogenic proteins. So it is protein subunit vaccine. Now, what is DNA based vaccine? It utilizes a small circular DNA molecule as a genetic material. Okay, and it typically contains a gene from the virus or pathogen of interest, because to trigger that immune response in your body, this pathogen has to be injected into your body. All right, or somehow it has to enter, but in a very, very low severity. All right, it has to, such that it has to trigger the immune response, but it should not cause disease. Okay, so that is they have to balance that also, vaccines. All right. Now, Gemcovac OM, India's first Omicron booster vaccine, is based on DNA platform. No, it is based on mRNA platform, because Gemcovac 19 is a vaccine based on mRNA platform, right? And this Omicron booster is an extension to that. All right, so this is wrong. Next one, Gemcovac 19, India's indigenously developed mRNA vaccine. Yes, this is correct. All right. Now, Cervavac, India's first indigenously developed quadrivalent human papilloma virus vaccine against cervical cancer. See, cervical cancer is actually one of the leading causes of deaths among women. Alright, so this particular vaccine, that is Sarvavac, which is India's first indigenously developed quadrivalent human papilloma virus vaccine against cervical cancer, is really, really useful. Alright, so this is also correct, which means two statements are correct. This is wrong. 2 and 3 are correct. So B is the answer. Alright, now, in the context of vaccines manufactured to prevent COVID-19 pandemic, consider the following statements. The Serum Institute of India produced COVID-19 vaccine named Covishield using mRNA platform. This was not prepared using the mRNA platform, rather it was prepared using the viral vector platform. Okay. So in this particular vaccine, chimpanzee's adenovirus, one of the strain was taken, and it has been modified to enable it to carry the COVID-19 spike protein into the cells of human. Okay. Why? As I told you, the vaccine has to just trigger the immune response without infecting the person into whom the vaccine is injected. Okay, so this virus is basically capable of basically it is incapable of infecting the receiver, but it can very well teach the immune system to prepare a mechanism against such viruses. Alright, so one is wrong. When one is wrong, D is gone, C is gone, A is gone. You will straight away get the answer. Because see, COVID-19 vaccine was very much in news, right? So it was directly asked, that too based on indigenous manufacturing. All right. And the Sputnik 5, no, it is the world's first registered vaccine based on human adenoviral vector based platform. This is correct. That's what we've written here, right? Now, Covaxin is an inactivated pathogen based vaccine. This is also correct, right? Without reading these two, you've actually arrived at the answer. But just to make things clear, I read these statements, all right, for you. Year-end Review 2023 of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. All right. What is the context of the article? One is the year-end review. There is an active submarine volcano in the Andaman Sea. Okay. And two scientists, Indian scientists, have actually discovered an active submarine volcano in Crater Seamount, not Greater, Crater Seamount in the Andaman Sea. Now, what are these seamounts will become important as a standalone question in prelims. Okay, now seamounts are underwater mountains or volcanoes that rise from the ocean floor. But do not reach the water surface. They rise from the ocean floor, but they do not reach the water surface. Okay, then how are they formed? They are formed through volcanic activity, either by hotspots or along the tectonic plate boundaries. All right. And the seamount actually provides a unique underwater topography. Okay, and it hosts habitats for a variety of species such as corals, various fish. All right. Now, this crater seamount, which is in Andaman Sea, has actually been at the epicenter of seismic zones. Now, what epicenter of seismic zones? Okay, what are seismic zones? Seismic zones are earthquake prone zones, right? Everyone knows this. Now, what is epicenter? Epicenter is a point on the earth's surface vertically above the focus. This is the focus. Okay, every earthquake, has a focus point. Okay, and the exactly perpendicular to this on the earth's surface, there is a point, and this is known as epicenter. All right. Consider the following statements with regard to Nicobar submarine volcanic arc. It is seismically active arc in the Andaman Sea. It is in the Andaman Sea, right? So statement 1 is correct. It is located to the south of Andaman Islands. This is also correct. Okay, because you will have Andaman Sea, Andaman Islands, and then there is this Nicobar submarine volcanic arc. Alright, so both statements are correct. Next, consider the following statements. The Barren Island volcano is an active volcano located in the Indian territory. Yes, this is correct, right? This is the context also, which was given in 2018, no? So then there was an eruption that actually happened. Barren Islands lies about 140 kilometers east of Great Nicobar. See, for one thing you just see here, when first statement is right, B and C are gone, which means you actually don't need to read 2. You can directly jump to third statement. The last time the Barren Island volcano erupted was in 1991 and it has remained inactive since then. No, this is wrong. A is the answer. So the very context of asking this question was its eruption in 2017, right? So the 2017, and it is active volcano. It means active volcano because it was asked in 2018. So just 1 year after that, and this will become wrong. So if you know the context behind the article, also sometimes you can mark the answers right. All right. Next, year-end review of Department of Atomic Energy. Now, what is it saying? It's saying about square kilometer array. What is it? What is it? It is an intergovernmental international radio telescope project being built in Australia. Okay. Low frequency is here. Frequency. And South Africa with mid frequency. Alright, it is about square kilometer array. And there are 14 countries which are members of this square kilometer array organization, or you can say SKA organization. And what are those 4 countries? See, 14 countries. At least remember the important ones. India, yes, it is there. First, we have to look at our country, whether it's a member or not. China, yes, it is there. You have to remember that Russia and USA are absent in this. Okay, while other members like France, UK are very much present. See, in the P5 countries of what? Permanent 5 UNSC members. What are those? USA, UK, France, Russia, and China. Okay, this USA fellow and Russia fellow are not there. UK, France, and China are part of this square kilometer array. Why did I get into P5? Just to give you a trick to remember the important countries which are part of the square kilometer array. Nothing more than that. Alright. So France, UK is there. China is also there. And apart from these, India is also there. Alright. Because it's in South Africa, South Africa will also be a part. Because it's in Australia, Australia will also be a part. Alright. And this SKA, the core things, no, they are built in the southern hemisphere, where the view of Milky Way galaxy is the best and the radio interference is at its least. Alright, and its headquarters is in United Kingdom. Okay, the headquarters of this SKA is in United Kingdom at Jodrell Bank Observatory in United Kingdom. Okay, and when was this SKO actually founded? It was founded in the year 2019 in Rome. Actually, there were only 7 initial members. Later on, other people joined. Other countries joined. Alright? Consider the following countries. India, China, USA and Russia. Okay, how many of the countries listed above is are members of square kilometer array? India is very much a member. China is there. USA and Russia, no. we've discussed, no? Among P5 countries, these aren't there. So only 2 are part. Alright, now, which one of the following statements is correct regarding LOFAR, low frequency array? This about this LOFAR in yesterday's C.A.R.E video also we have seen. Okay, so what is this LOFAR? Low frequency array, and it is world's most powerful radio antenna, and it was designed and built by Astron, an institute for radio astronomy in Netherlands. Okay, and what is the main use of LOFAR? It is to make radio surveys of the sky with adequate resolution. Alright. Now, it is the world's most powerful radio antenna. Yes, this is correct. Okay, there are no like 1 and 2 is correct, 2 and 4 is correct. When you know this is absolutely correct, A is the answer. Alright, because it's the world's most powerful radio antenna. Now, India closing in on lithium deal with Argentina, tapping Australia and Chile too. So what is the context? The context is that the Mines Ministry through the state owned company, that is Khanij Bidesh India Limited, has actually entered into a draft exploration and development agreement with Argentina's miner Camion for possible acquisition and development of 5 odd lithium blocks. Alright. Now you should also know that lithium is also known as white gold. Okay. It is soft, powdery, alkaline, silver in color, and is lightest metal. Alright. Now in the world scenario, if you look at lithium, there is a lithium triangle which means there's lithium triangle like the golden crescent and golden triangle for drug peddling. Likewise, we have lithium triangle. Okay, in South America, this Bolivia, Chile and Argentina form the lithium triangle and contain roughly half of the world's known lithium. They have half of the world's known lithium. Okay, and this Chile and Argentina contribute to 30 to 35% of global lithium supply. Alright, Chile holds 11% of world's lithium reserves. Okay, and this Chile guy, out of this 30 to 35%, 26% of the global demand is met through Chile. Okay. Now, who is the highest producer? The latest stats show that almost 90% of the lithium mining happened in Chile, China and Australia. 90% of the mining happened in Chile, China and Australia. But Australia was leading the production. Mining 90% of the happened from these 3 places. What are those? Chile, China and Australia. Okay, but while in terms of production, Australia has actually topped the list. Alright, this is world scenario. Now what is Indian scenario? In the Salal Haimana area of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, there are inferred resources of lithium. There are inferred resources of lithium categorized as G3, Group 3, estimated at 5.9 million tons. Okay, this is a huge quantity, right? And there are also lithium reserves in Rajasthan. So in India, if you have to mention, you can mention Jammu Kashmir. You can also mention Rajasthan. Alright? Consider the following statements about lithium reserves in India. Lithium inferred resources G3 category in India are estimated at 5.9 million tons. This is correct. These lithium reserves are located in the Salal Haimana area of the Union Territory of Jammu Kashmir. Both the statements are correct. C is the answer. Right? Now, Recently, there has been a concern over short supply of group of elements called rare earth metals. Why? It was given in 2012. Okay, so the stats might change. Okay, now China, which is the largest producer of these elements, has imposed some restrictions on their export. See, China is almost always, is the notorious guy. Okay, so back then, China was the highest producer of lithium. Now it's Australia. All right. So China was the highest producer and it has done this thing that it imposed some restrictions. All right. So this is correct. Next, other than China, Australia, Canada, and Chile, these elements are not found in any country. No, this is wrong. Absolutely, this is an absurd statement. Not found in any country, matlab, at least traces would have been present. And also, we spoke about the lithium triangle, no? Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile. Now, where is Bolivia or Argentina here? All right, so this is wrong. When second statement is wrong, B is gone, D is gone. All right, now rare earth metals are essential for manufacture of various kinds of electronic items, and there is a growing demand for these elements. Yes, so this is correct. So 1 and 3 are right. All right.
This is it for today. All the best.